So we're at the Mary Cosgrove Dolphin Art Gallery at Worcester State University, located in the Gauche Science and Technology Building. My name's Brad Chapman. I'm the gallery assistant here, as well as an adjunct professor in the VPA department, the Visual and Performing Arts department. So I have a background in illustration. I went to Mass College of Art in Boston for illustration. Then I got my master's from Goddard College in Vermont in interdisciplinary arts. So I started working here about a year and a half ago under Catherine Wilcox-Titus, who was the gallery director. So yeah, I'm here now working with Stacy Parker, who is our new gallery director. And yeah, I've been here for a little bit and really liking the job and liking the opportunities, the crossover between the classes and the gallery and working with the public, and it provides a lot of opportunities. So the Mary Cosgrove Dolphin Art Gallery has been here since about 2009, 2010. So it's been open and active for about 13 years. Our mission is kind of, bits of it have changed over the years. Since Stacy, the gallery director, and I have taken over, it's really been about opening it up to the community as a whole and getting them involved and interacting with the students and providing students an opportunity to learn about kind of artists in the area, internationally known artists, get involved with their community, and be exposed to kind of different viewpoints in the arts. Most exhibitions we have are open to either the public or students within the university. Any ones that are open to the public are also open to students. So we run one student show a year along with our thesis show that we have every year, our graduating seniors within the VPA department. But as I said, the open call shows that we put out to the public are also open to students. So a lot of the times, like in our last show, we had Interconnected, it was a fiber arts show. We had a mix of local artists, kind of internationally known artists, and student artists. So they get kind of connected with the public, intermingled in that kind of community. I think it also, this space really serves as like a learning space too. We have classes even from different departments, not just the VPA department, that come in here and base projects on the art on the walls. So we have like an English class that comes in regularly that does a creative writing project based on a piece of art from the exhibit. So, I think there's an opportunity for all the students, regardless of your major, to take something from this gallery and really, apply it to what they're learning. Yeah, so right now we have on display a school-wide student show that we're calling Currents, because it's based on current artwork by students in our current classes. And that's running in conjunction with our senior thesis show. So we have two graduating seniors in the VPA department who just finished their capstone projects. So that is kind of sectioned off in one part of the gallery as their capstone kind of thesis show, and then the rest of the gallery is set up as a student show. So the thesis section, that was really set up by them. They hung their own work. They moved around the walls, and they set it up kind of exactly how they want to. They also lit the show. So they choose a capstone project that is, very much based on some sort of personal exploration. So, we have one of them on kind of memories, and then the other student chose to work kind of based on family and interracial connectedness and relationships. Her family is very mixed race, so I think she really wanted to kind of portray the connectedness that she has with her family. And then in this other half, we basically had all of our professors within the VPA department, kind of invite their students to submit work to the show. So it was up to the students to bring the work here, fill out the paperwork, and submit it into the show. And then we, as the professors, went through and kind of juried the show. So we all picked like 10 to 12 pieces that we wanted to get in. Unfortunately, we couldn't accept everything because of the limitation on space, but we were able to put most of the work in, at least one piece by all the students that submitted. So it was an opportunity for students that might not be an art major or even a minor. They're taking it just for credit because they need a creative art course to graduate. But it gave them an opportunity to kind of, be an artist and exhibit their work and show their work and be proud of their work. And really, this is a legitimate gallery, so they can put it on their resumes, and it looks good. So we have about, I want to say 5 shows a year, maybe 6, somewhere around there. In the past, it was only like 2 or 3 at the most. But we're really trying to up the numbers and try to get a few different exhibitions in here per year. So we do a mix of, like I said, student shows. We have our thesis show. Those two run pretty regularly. We have a faculty show every once in a while, or an alumni show. Every couple of years we'll do one of those. And then we also have open call shows. So Interconnected, the fiber show that just ran before this show, that was an open call. So we put it out to the public, and whoever wanted to submit that heard about it, basically, that was in the general area, New England, could submit to it. And then we also do invitational shows. So we had, before Interconnected, we had a show called Wu-Town Funk. I curated it. I basically invited like 10 different artists that I knew their work would kind of jive together. And then we have solo shows too. So we had a show by artist Lindsay Guile called Unruly Bodies. So it was all of her work just filling the space. So, it kind of, from show to show, the jurying process is a little bit different. Sometimes there isn't a jury. Sometimes we bring jurors in. So we have a show coming up that involves the LGBTQIA plus community that's going to run in conjunction with Worcester Pride. So we're having a couple jurors come in for that to jury the work. Our sculpture show that's coming up in the summer, we're going to try to get a juror for that one too. So like I said, really trying to involve as many people, as many kind of walks of life, as many departments as we can, But the solo shows that we've had in the past, we've invited those artists to come and exhibit here. So Lindsay Guile, the artist that we had our last solo show with, our gallery director, Stacy Parker, actually knew her from college. So they've kept in touch over the years. She's a professor and a gallery director in her school, and Stacy Parker is a professor and gallery director here. So they kind of, came together and said, well, what can we do to, enrich our students, experience here at the university? So that's how that kind of came. Stacy approached me and said, what would you think about, my friend Lindsay Guile, she showed me her work, having a solo show here. And as soon as I saw the work, I was, absolutely, her work's incredible. It's very personal, it's very emotional. It has to do with kind of body image and mental health, and something that I think students can really get a lot from, and they did. There was a real emotional connection that a lot of people had with her work. So, but like I said, the process was kind of that way in the past, but we're really trying to streamline it and create an opportunity for the public to propose solo shows like that, or even group shows. So the group shows we've had, like I said, Wu-Town Funk was a group show that I curated and invited artists to come and show their work. When I first started, it was something that I was interested in because I had a few artists in mind that I really liked their work, and they were from a couple different kind of parts of the state. They didn't know each other, and I really wanted them to get together and meet each other and put their work together and create a show that really had this, funky kind of atmosphere. My work is based in kind of surrealism and pop art and stuff like that. So my work was also in the show. I was one of the exhibiting artists. So, I really wanted everything to kind of come together and be a cohesive show and be something that really hadn't been shown in this gallery before. It was kind of stuck, I think, in a rut where we were showing a lot of the same artists and it was a lot of the same work, just paintings and drawings. And, we were just trying to switch it up when Stacy and I started and do something different here. So that's kind of where it started, is we want to make like a funky show. So that's kind of how that came to be. So Stacy and I both have opportunities to show our work in here. We're both working artists primarily, Stacy's a sculptor, a ceramicist. She really does everything. I'm a painter, a little bit of sculpture, printmaker. So when we have shows that are juried by us, we try not to put our own work in there because it's kind of, conflict of interest. But if we have a separate juror jurying what's going to get in, then we're kind of allowed to put our stuff in. Or like I said, my work was in Wu-Town Funk because I curated it. We also had a solo show by Professor Michael Hashey. He had a solo show here a few years ago called Wit's End. So he proposed that show to the gallery committee, basically, and he had a solo show here. So that's one way faculty can get involved. The other way is we have every few, 2 or 3 years, we have a faculty show. So any faculty within the university is allowed to submit work to it. It doesn't have to be in the VPA department. Like Brittany submitted work to it. She's in communications. So same thing with Eric Nichols. So yeah, there's a couple opportunities for faculty to show work. It's definitely not our primary goal. Our goal is really to both include student work and expose the students to different work. So if they keep seeing faculty work, it's going to get old. We want to really switch it up and bring different artists in here with different experiences. But we also work with different programs like the honors department or the honors program brought in a group of Buddhist monks about a year ago to do a large-scale sand mandala. So we actually hosted them here in the gallery during Wu-Town Funk. So we had, in the center of the gallery, we had a table set up, and they spent 3 days constructing this really intricate, detailed sand mandala, which, if you know what it is, it kind of represents a Buddhist temple. It's very kind of symmetrical, and it's design-based, and it takes just hours and hours and hours and years to perfect. And then once they complete this kind of beautiful design, they just destroy it. And it's very representative about the process rather than the product. And it's a form of prayer basically for their religion. I'm trying to think of who else we've gotten involved. That might be it. As long as I've been here, I think that's really the only other kind of bigger organization that we've worked with. But we have some stuff in the works that we're trying to, like I said, we have the Pride show coming up, so we're going to be involving the LGBTQIA plus groups here on campus, as well as Worcester Pride in general. We're talking with them to get them involved. So yeah, a couple different collaborations that we have going. Gallery hours are Wednesday through Friday. We're open 11 to 5. And then Saturdays we're open 1 to 5. That's a little bit subject to change, but that's where we're at right now. So we have an Instagram, it's WSU Art Gallery, and then our website is wsuVPAartgallery.weebly.com, I believe. So you can find out more information on both of those. You can also email gallery@worcester.edu. That's how we take all of our submissions. So right now we have an open call for our upcoming sculpture show. That's going to be in June to July. So you can submit work right to gallery@worcester.edu for that show. Email me. I'm bchapman@worcester.edu, or I regularly check the gallery email with any questions. We work with the local organizations too to kind of promote our work. So Arts Worcester, the Cultural Coalition of Worcester, all those places are kind of built in, and we work with them as a university to kind of put the word out when we have open calls. And come down and visit me anytime. It always makes my job way more interesting when people come in here and talk to me. And I can tell you some stuff about the artwork and what's going on. And